Valerie Costanza, a functional dietitian here to help you regain your balance, restore your health, and reclaim your life. Today on the blog, we are talking about healing autoimmune diseases, and you don't have to do it alone. Have you ever felt like you're at the end of your rope with your autoimmune disease or really any diagnosis? And you feel like you're alone because you have not found anybody that can help you without just passing you on from specialist to specialist and not really feeling heard. Well, I'm here to tell you, I hear you, I see you, and I'm here to help you. But before we jump into tips on healing autoimmune disease, I want to teach you a little bit first. So one way that you get there you get to an autoimmune disease diagnosis is stress. Most people, if you look back, maybe about a year prior to being diagnosed or having your first symptoms of your autoimmune disease or disease really, you had some sort of large stressor. Most people do. It's either a physical, a chemical, or an emotional stressor. Maybe you were in an accident or had some sort of injury. Maybe you were eating very poorly. Maybe you were exposed to large amounts of chemicals, but we're all exposed to chemicals. So that one is a kind of a given on a stressor. Maybe you went through a divorce, or you lost a child or a loved one, or maybe your children are making very poor decisions, and that's emotionally draining. So if you look back at when you first noticed symptoms, typically within a year or so, you've been through large stressors, and those stressors can tip us over into a dis-ease state. Before that, we're in an ease state, and then after that, we're in a dis-ease or disease state. So one thing that I want to teach y'all is about the sympathetic nervous system. There's two parts to it. There's the parasympathetic and the sympathetic. I'm sorry, I meant to say the autonomic nervous system. There's the sympathetic and the parasympathetic. The parasympathetic is your rest and digest. You can think clearly, you're in a restful state. The sympathetic is fight or flight. You're tense, you can't think with your frontal lobe. You tend to make snap decisions because your body is trying to save you from whatever danger. So usually when we stay in that state, we use more nutrients, and we use a lot more, and it puts us at dysregulation for hormones and different systems in our body if we stay in that fight or flight or sympathetic part of the nervous system. So how do we heal from that? There are several ways, and what I want to talk about is our diet, the way we detox, how we chill out, and then our toxins. So there's 4 different ways to move you from that dis-ease state back into healing. So number 1 is diet. So diet can give you a double whammy. It can push you over into a dis-ease state, or it can also not provide enough nutrients. So what I want you to do is start evaluating your diet. What you eat and incorporate, I want you to include lots of fresh fruits and vegetables, avoid the processed junk food, stay to the perimeter of the grocery store. That's the best place to be. Look at your ingredients. Single ingredient foods are best. Avoid all those that have lots of chemicals and lots of additives and words you don't even know what they are. And if you have an autoimmune disease, cut out gluten. Gluten is one of those that's going to cause inflammation, and inflammation is a key trigger to autoimmune disease flares. The next thing is chill. How do you chill? So stress is not going to stop. It's not. We live in a crazy world, a high stress world. It's not going to stop. But how you handle stress can change. So what I want you to do is start paying attention to where you breathe whenever you are in a stressful state or an anxious state. Are you breathing up here? Stop your breath and bring it down. Make sure that you are paying attention to where you're breathing and bring it down to your lower abdomen or your belly. And make sure that you do lots of deep belly breaths throughout the day. Okay, detox. So our body has to get rid of toxins, and if your detox pathways are not open, then that's where you need to start working first. So detox pathways are going to include your breath and sweat, urine, and bowel movements. So make sure you are getting enough fluid, you're getting enough fiber, you're breathing correctly and exhaling fully, and then also having a bowel movement every day. Toxins, this is one that everybody is exposed to, so really pay attention to this. My favorite place to send you is the Environmental Working Group. They have lots of information out there on what we're exposed to, but also how to change, how to get cleaner household products, how to get cleaner skincare products, how to not be as exposed. So head over to that website. I'll link it below. Also, I'm going to link my website, and also check out my energy elixir. I'll link that below, or it'll be on my website. You can just check it out there. You can grab it. And I'd love to hear back from you. Do you have any tips on healing your autoimmune disease? What has worked for you and what has not worked? I'd love to hear both. Thanks. I'll see y'all again. And as always, please share, like, and subscribe.